What is up guys, and thank you for joining me for another video here on Degenerate Watch. Now, following on from our last video, we have another sovereign citizen video, but this one is slightly different. Usually in our sovereign citizen videos you have a sovereign citizen arguing with the police on the side of the road, round and round in circles about the legality of what's going on. But the difference here is this time we're going inside the courtroom. And as you've probably well guessed by now, the arguments don't stop at the roadside. Our sovereign citizen in this video has decided to play his sovereign citizen script on the judge, but this judge doesn't suffer fools and he's taking no nonsense. And these guys really don't know when to call it a day. They usually create a big stir over absolutely nothing. It's usually petty traffic violations, but to make it seem like the world is caving in on top of them. And the judge also has some slick advice for him on that matter too. So without further ado, let's hop straight into the video.
I have every intention on pleading guilty. I've actually got an unsigned plea busy right here. I just had a couple of clarifications I need cleared up before I'm able to intelligently do so.
Okay, so all we can do is tell you what your three options are. We can't give you any other further advice or...
I'm not asking for advice, sir.
Okay, sir, what's your question?
Do I have the right to be informed of the cause and nature of the charges and proceedings against me here today?
That's what we're doing here today, sir. That's why she called you up here. This is an arraignment. Arraignment is where you enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or no contingent.
Yes, sir. Was that a yes or a no?
Okay, I'm gonna have you sit down. You're talking to a court. This is no joke. You don't get to address me that way. I explained to you, you asked me, do you have a right to have your charges explained? I told you yes and explained to you what this proceeding was. If you don't like that answer, I'm sorry, but that's the answer. The answer is,
well, sir,
no, do not cut me off. I'm explaining to you this is an arraignment. She's explaining to you you're charged with failure to obey a sign or controlled device. You can plead on that, not guilty, where you don't accept responsibility and you be set down for a trial. You can plead guilty where you accept responsibility, or you can plead nolo contendere where you say you do not fight the charges. You're not saying you're guilty, you're not saying you're not guilty.
We're only just starting off and he seems to have already riled the judge up, cutting him off mid-sentence and just trying to be clever. The question that he asked the judge gave him a pretty concise and definite answer, and he still was like, but is that a yes? Are these guys that delinquent that they just do not understand plain English? It's like they're all stuck in kindergarten and they need everything spelled out letter for letter. I actually think I'm being a bit harsh on kindergartners there with that comment. I kind of had a bit of a chuckle when the judge said if you plead guilty and take responsibility for it. Those guys never want to take responsibility for anything. That's why they've ended up in these situations. It's a petty traffic ticket for disobeying either a traffic light or a traffic sign. It could have been cleared up, but no, they have to just drag it out for as long as possible.
Okay, what's your next question?
well, sir, I appreciate all that information, but it still didn't answer my initial question.
What's your question, sir?
Do I have the right to be informed of the cause and nature of the proceedings and charges here against me here today? Okay, thank you, sir. Am I presumed innocent of these charges here today?
Yes, sir, you are.
Am I presumed innocent of every element of these charges here today?
Yes, sir, you are.
Is jurisdiction an element?
Yes, sir, it is.
Am I presumed innocent of jurisdiction?
Yes, sir, you are.
And has the prosecution provided any evidence of factual evidence of jurisdiction for the court, yes or no?
No, sir, they haven't. And I'm going to say because they're not required to at this time, because this is not a trial. This is an arraignment where you enter your plea after being informed of the charges that you face. So they don't have that. They don't have that responsibility. That responsibility kicks in when you do certain things and when certain things are required, which have not been triggered.
At this point now he's been told twice that it's an arraignment, not a trial, but he just can't seem to quite grasp the fact that it's not a trial. These guys love to pontificate to everybody else about how much they know about the law as if they have law degrees, while at the same time being blatantly ignorant to the law themselves. You'd think with all his fancy legal speak that he'd know the difference between an arraignment and a trial, but I guess that's asking too much, eh?
Do you have any other questions for me, sir?
Well, I moved to dismiss this case for lack of jurisdiction.
What cause are you citing lack of jurisdiction, sir?
Because the prosecution has not provided any factual evidence of jurisdiction.
They don't have to. This is not a trial. This is an arraignment.
That's the third time he's been told now. Is this guy's head made out of Teflon or something, because nothing seems to be sticking? I know, that was terrible, wasn't it?
So how do y'all even have jurisdiction to accept my plea if jurisdiction is not an issue right now?
Because, sir, this is an arraignment, you got a ticket by a Gwinnett County officer on September the 11th, 2020. So that creates the reason why you're in this court. That gives the court jurisdiction over this particular offense. Do you not see? Show them a copy of the ticket, which you signed on September the 11th. Next question, sir. So your motion to dismiss is denied.
Well, I'm not able to intelligently enter a plea if evidence of jurisdiction is not present.
I
Or
showed you evidence of jurisdiction, sir. I showed
I mean-
you the ticket that you signed on September the 11th,
so
2020 of this year.
that ticket is what gives y'all jurisdiction?
It does, sir.
Could you show me where on the ticket it says that?
I don't have to show you all the tickets.
That sigh by the judge just says it all. He's really getting tired of this. It's blatantly obvious if you keep cheesing him off, it's not going to end well for you.
Sir, read the bottom of the ticket, please. It states the law and it states the offense that you've been charged with. That is a violation of law in the state of Georgia. It is alleged to have occurred in Gwinnett County on September the 11th, 2020, which is the venue and the jurisdiction of that particular offense. So that is the jurisdiction and venue in which the law allows me to sit in judgment of this case. How would you like to plead, sir?
Sir, if this court doesn't have jurisdiction,
This court does have jurisdiction.
can you provide factual evidence of
I've just
that?
provided it to you. Whether you want to accept it or not,
Sir,
that's irrelevant to me. I've provided it.
on that ticket, I didn't see the word jurisdiction
You
anywhere.
don't have to see the word jurisdiction. There's nothing in the law that says that it has to explicitly say jurisdiction. I just cited you the reasons why I have jurisdiction.
They're always trying to pull this nonsense where they're pulling technicalities out of thin air. Some parts of the law are deliberately left open to some sort of interpretation for the simple fact that every case is different, and it's up to the judge to take every case on its merits. There's also circumstances where the judge can use his leniency, where he doesn't have to throw the book at you, but if that was happening to him here, he wouldn't be whinging about that, would he? Then it wouldn't matter if we didn't follow the law to the exact letter.
Anything else, sir?
I'm not able to intelligently enter a plea.
Well, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf and set this down for a trial date. That's my ruling. That's what I can do under the law. Sir, have you been to law school?
Sir,
Have you been to law school? Answer the question.
are you
Yes or
acting
no?
as my attorney, sir?
Excuse me?
You just entered a not guilty plea for me. Are you
Which I
acting?
can do under the law. Because you're refusing to enter a plea.
If a plea is not able to be obtained, I told you I have every intention on pleading guilty if
Well,
jurisdiction
sir,
has been met.
Okay.
Like, if you've every intention of pleading guilty, then just go ahead and plead guilty. Oh yeah, I forgot he said only if jurisdiction has been met. Which it has, which he's been shown, which he's been told. I just don't get this, like... I'd love to know what's going through the heads of all the other people there sitting in the court waiting for their case to come up, and all this time's been wasted listening to this guy going round and round in circles babbling on. He's only making himself look silly in there and annoying everybody in the process.
Mr. Jones, I'm not going to play this game with you. I'm not going to play it with you. Either you're going to enter a plea of not guilty, you're going to enter a plea of guilty, or you're going to enter a plea of nolo contendere. If you don't enter a plea, the law gives me, because you're not entering a plea, indicates not guilty. The law gives me the authority to enter the plea as the judge in this case as a not guilty and set it down for trial. That's the law, okay? Whether you agree with that law is irrelevant to me, sir. It is. It really is. It's irrelevant to me because I'm operating under the, so you refuse to enter a plea, is not guilty. That means you're presumed innocent. That means the county is going to have to bring their evidence here to show me beyond a reasonable doubt that you committed these offenses as alleged in this ticket on this date in the manner in which they set forth. That's where we're at. So you can keep doing this. I'm not going to do this all day with you, but that's the rule. If you don't want to enter a plea, I will enter a plea of not guilty. We'll set this down for a trial, and we'll just see what the county's evidence is or is not.
Sir,
I'm not having that discussion, Mr. Jones. Listen to me. I am not having that discussion. So if you continue to go down this road, you're dangerously getting into the point of being held in contempt by this court. So listen to me clearly, sir. I'm not stuttering. I'm not raising my voice. I'm talking to you very calmly. And I am urging you to listen to me and follow the direction in which the court has just given you. If you do not want to enter a plea, the court will enter a plea of not guilty, set this down for a trial. What is it that you want to do, sir?
Any reasonable person would have just entered their plea a long time ago and been on their way with the rest of their day. So now at this stage you'd expect that the next words out of this guy's mouth would be his plea. Like, let's be honest, what else is there to actually say? Oh, but you see, the problem there is that might actually make a bit of sense. I'm a little unsure though, so I'd like to get a second opinion. Scott, do you think the next words out of his mouth are going to be his plea?
I've got my doubts.
Scott's take enlightening as always. Yeah, I think I'm with him.
Is it safe to speak?
Go right ahead, sir, as long as you're not going to sit here and say you're not, because you can keep saying you're not intelligently able to enter a plea, that's fine, but that's going to be the ruling of the court. So what is it you want to say, sir?
I'm just gonna be quiet because you threatened me with contempt to be thrown in
I'm
jail.
threatening you with contempt if you continue to go down this road of telling me I don't have jurisdiction when I've explained to you that I do, and continue to say I haven't shown you that that I have jurisdiction when I've shown you that I do. So I'm not gonna keep going down that. This is not a game. This is not some parlor trick. This is a court of law that is to be taken very seriously. If you understood the law and made arguments that had some legal basis, then yeah, I would be happy to entertain that, but you're not. What you're doing is spouting things that have no basis in law, that are not correct, and I've explained to you several times, and you keep going down this road that you don't see jurisdiction. It doesn't have to be there, sir. I showed you the facts. Okay, the law is not as explicit as you think it is. There's no loophole that you can play here. So either you want to enter in a guilty, not guilty, or no contingent, or you can talk to Ms. Biggs and see if she will be willing to work this case out to you in a satisfactory manner. But that's what we're gonna do here, sir. Okay, so what is it you want to do, Mr. Jones?
I really just like to live with my freedom, sir.
What is he on about? He's neglecting the fact that this is not a trial, it's an arraignment. It seems like anything the judge has said has just not sunk in at all. It's like he's been pre-programmed just to not deviate from the script. You'd want to mess up pretty bad to end up in the slammer for a petty traffic infraction. But he seems to be going the right way about it. Like, you know, if he keeps holding the court in contempt, he'll soon end up in cuffs.
Ms. Biggs, have you threatened him with jail time? Have I threatened him with jail time?
No, sir.
Has anybody in this courtroom said that Mr. Jones is going to be detained or arrested other than him being contemptuous to the court?
No, sir.
Deputy, no one has threatened your freedom here, sir. You are making something out of this that is not. And I guess you're trying to entertain these people or trying to impress them with some knowledge that you think you have. But you are really testing my patience over something that does not need to be tested over. You are charged with a simple role violation. That's it. Nobody's threatening your liberty. Nobody's going to take you into custody unless you choose to have yourself taken into custody by being contemptuous to the court. So look, I used to be a criminal defense lawyer for 20 years, where I represented people charged with murder, rape, child molestation, armed robbery, federal court, state court. I understand the whole nature of people's freedom. I sat with 18-year-olds that looked at double life. Mama's sitting there crying, and I'm fighting for them every day. So you are really irritating me because you're sitting up here with a traffic ticket trying to act like somebody's about to put you in jail for life, or this is some kind of capital case, because you want to impress someone or impress these people and waste everybody's time. Now, if you want a trial, you can have a trial. If you want to show how they don't have jurisdiction, then you could do that at a trial, but you cannot do that at an arraignment. Do you understand me?
We're clear on that, sir.
Oh, finally, after all that, he gets it. Well, at least I hope he gets it. It shouldn't have taken this long. I have to say I have a lot of respect for that judge. He's very cool and calm there. He literally just wiped the floor with this guy's arguments. Absolutely owned by the judge. And you heard it yourself, with that judge's experience as a criminal defence attorney dealing with people charged with some really, really horrible crimes, for him to go make a mountain out of a molehill over absolutely nothing, a traffic violation, is just baffling.
Have a seat, Mr. Jones. Since you're gonna waste everybody else's time, I'm gonna waste your time.
What I suspect happened there is the judge got fed up of his time wasting, so decided to let him sit it out till everyone else's case is heard, and then he could be dealt with at the very end. Which I suppose is proper order after he wasted so much time. I don't know why these guys turn little trivial matters into something bigger than it has to be. Me personally, I just want a quiet life. Time is short and it is precious, and there's far better ways to be spending it. But the sad fact of the matter is that unfortunately most of these guys won't realise that until it's too late. And now for a quick word from the sponsors of today's video.
We understand that sometimes life throws you a curveball. We help our blue chip clients get their lives back after circumstances have conspired against them. Just listen.
It was an unfortunate accident what happened to my wife on that precarious cliff.
I was unfortunate enough to be found with 15 kilos in my spare tire. I was so mad at the auto repair shop that sold me that tire.
We understand the judicial system and will ensure the truth is heard, no matter how improbable. We're not cheap, but what price can you put on truth? That's 866-9-SHADY. Accidents happen, and we'll prove it.
Sovereign solicitors there seeking out justice, whatever the cost. Those legal eagles over there have given us a special offer for all Degenerate Watch viewers. They're offering a cool 20% off legal fees and a copy of the Black's Law Dictionary for everybody who mentions the code CONVEYANCE while booking an appointment. And if I were you guys, I'd snap that up pretty quickly, because I guarantee you the lines will be melting down after this video goes out. Well guys, that concludes another video here on Degenerate Watch. I thank you very much for joining me. And I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, don't forget to drop us a like, as it does really help the channel out, and I do very much appreciate it. I'll be back again very soon with another sovereign citizen video, a video focusing on the danger of some of these sovereign citizens when they take it to the next level. Some of them don't seem to be satisfied just arguing with the police on the side of the road. They have to go that little bit further. So I do hope you'll join me for that video, and so you don't miss out on it, make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. As always, links to everything important are down below in the description, including our social media, our merch store where you can pick yourself up some Degenerate Watch merch and help support the channel at the same time. Consider becoming a channel member by hitting the join button down below to see what perks are on offer. You'll get access to members only videos, among other things. And there's also a link down below to my blog over on Coffee, so don't forget to check that out. I hope to be back very soon with another video for you guys here on Degenerate Watch, and until then, why not check out one of the videos that should be appearing on screen now. Until next time guys, stay safe, take care, peace.